Welcome to the first episode of the Golf Fitness Podcast. I'm your host, Jonathan Lee, owner of Golf Fitness Pros here in Helsingborg, Sweden. And my first guest could be no other than my very good friend, Mr. Ted Roos
Thank you,
from
Jonathan.
Ruff here in Helsingborg. So let's just have a conversation.
Yeah,
Golf, where your body is, what you feel, what are you working on, what's going well, what's not going well. What do you tell me where you're at right now?
yeah. Where am I? I'm in the middle of nowhere right now.
With your game?
With my game, my mindset, my body. But I'm getting somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, working on some stuff, of course. I have the possibility to train a lot here at Helsingborg.
Yep.
Yep. I'm glad to have you by my side.
Yeah, it's nice to have a guy around the corner to say, "Hey,
Yeah.
this doesn't feel quite right. What do I do about this?"
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Wider swing, longer swing, take your time.
Yeah,
You need to hear that once in a while.
yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You and I have known each other for a couple years, but it isn't till recent, the past 6, 8 months or so, that we really started to spend a lot of time together,
Yes.
business-wise first, right? And then it turns into kind of what we have now, right?
Yeah.
So you first heard about me maybe through Andre when he was with me.
Yes.
And then we kind of did some partnership stuff here at
Yep.
Roof. And I love being here. I mean, it's always the best place to be. It's polished. The environment's always been really good. So when the season began again for 24, it was like, where do I want to go? Where I want to be? I mean, you came to me, right, and said,
Yeah.
"Hey, I think I need a little bit of help with this. I think I got some time now to take care of my body. Help me out." Right?
Yes.
And then it kind of just turned into, well, I kind of like hanging out with you, and maybe we can work together. And you got great ideas, and I got great ideas. What if we just take these great ideas and we just run together? And we kind of got to where we are now.
Yeah.
But when you came to me, though, you didn't feel so good, right?
I did not.
No,
Nope.
no.
How long time do we have?
Uh, it's the magic of film, so
Yeah.
we can go forever almost.
All right.
But tell me if you remember back in those 6, 8 months ago when you came in, how life was, how you were feeling.
The life was very stressful.
Yeah.
Working a lot. Not a lot of free time to hang out with the family. It was almost just work 24/7.
Yeah.
So just to point stuff out, the worst sleep ever.
Yeah.
Yep. Hard time going to sleep, wake up early, not being out rested. I was extremely tickled.
That's ticklish. Absolutely.
ticklish.
That's right.
Yeah,
I
you
remember that.
remember.
I do
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah.
You can talk about, hey, I'm gonna tickle you right now, Ted, and I just feel nauseous.
Yeah.
It's much better.
Oh, great.
Yep.
Oh, great.
My family tries me out basically every day,
Yeah.
just to, hey, where you at?
Had they? So obviously they noticed the difference. They
Yeah.
can't pick on you so much about that anymore.
No, they can't.
That was such an interesting thing because I see clients from different states and different ages and different levels of fitness, and for someone to come and say, "Hey, I'm kind of like hyper ticklish," right? My brain immediately goes to, okay, what's their body? What kind of state's their body living in?
Yeah.
Well, your nervous system has got to just be turned up all of the time, right?
Yes.
And the slightest little bit of extra stimulus, which is what tickling is, right?
Yeah.
Just pushes you over the edge. So it was really interesting to see. And I think I remember it was probably 2 or 3 weeks in when you said something to me like, hey, I don't think I'm as ticklish anymore,
Nope.
right? So that was really
you
interesting.
had your both fingers run it upside down, my feet,
On your feet.
under my feet.
Yeah.
And I just lay there thinking of, okay, what's we gonna have for dinner tonight? I had no clue
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Yeah,
But
completely fine.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was really a cool experience.
Yeah, it is, and it's hard to describe to people, right? You almost have to feel something like
Yeah,
that. But
yeah.
those things they're so linked together, right? Because your nervous system is going to kind of dictate how you feel most of the day, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're sleeping, obviously, right? But at some point, even if your nervous system is turned up so high that it starts affecting your sleep, which you kind of mentioned, right? Sleep sucks. I can't hardly stay asleep. When I fall asleep, you can't recover, you can't rest. So if you're working on your golf game or you're working on your fitness, man, it just makes that job so much harder if you can't rest and recover from it. And if on top of that, I got a nervous system that's turned up way too high
Yeah.
due to work or life or stress or trauma or whatever it may be, man, the cards are stacked against you.
Yeah.
That's a really tough thing to get over. But you and I did, right?
We did.
We did.
Definitely.
We just went through some very specific. It wasn't incredibly strenuous, right? I mean, we did some hard work.
Yeah.
But it was just really strategic in understanding how I needed to teach you how to move your body and teach you how to connect to your body to get you reconnected to your feet and your hips, so your body and your brain knew where you were in space. And I think as soon as we got there, that nervous system just turned down, right?
Yeah, it's more calmed down now than ever. of
How's
course.
sleep then?
It's much better, of course.
Yeah,
I can go to sleep basically anytime.
Not right now.
Not right now. Not right now. But I still wake up kind of early, and when I wake up in the middle of the night, I don't do it 7 days a week as before, but maybe one or two. Then I have a little bit hard time to go to sleep again.
Yeah, sure.
But the mind sets off, but I get my hours
Good.
of sleep, so that's good.
It's so important, especially in season now, right? We try to play
Yeah.
so much golf. It's hard to recover from so much golf if you're playing more than a couple rounds a week, right? Because most of us have jobs and lives that we have to, other responsibilities outside of the golf course we have to take care of.
Yes.
Those aren't questions, right? Those are obligations. Those are things we have to do. And if I want to try to play 4 hours of golf on top of that, I really hope I can recover from it and get a good night's sleep. I'm sure most people aren't getting as much sleep as they need. I don't get as much sleep as I need most of the time either, but man, I can't imagine trying to live life and work a job and take care of a family and play 2 to 3 rounds a week and only getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep. It's really tough.
Yeah, and if you want to be good at golf or have a good time out on a golf course, you have to be right there mentally.
Yeah, you do. You and I talked about that so
Yeah.
much, right? You could be the strongest, fastest guy with a golf club in your hand, but if your mind and your mental state isn't there,
It's
good
tougher.
luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Good luck. And also, the third thing we need to address is, of course, the vision.
Exactly. Yeah.
My eyes.
Yeah.
One really strong eye
Mm-hmm.
and one really weak eye,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would say. And there were so big difference when we got the eyes to, I don't know how to say it, but relax or
Yeah.
be focused.
Yeah.
My putting game went really good.
That's great news, right? But I mean, putting is so driven by what you see.
Yeah.
If your eyes aren't working together and your brain isn't synchronized with the information that your eyes are bringing in, man, it's so hard to read the line. You know, you're going to stand behind the ball, you're going to pick your line, you're going to see it. Okay, it kind of breaks left to right. All right, so I need to aim here, and then you stand up over the ball and you look again, and you're like, wait, that's not what I seen.
Yeah.
What do I do now? And you hear people talk about that, like trusting your putter.
Yeah, of course. That's the most important club in the bag.
You got to trust it, right?
Yeah.
It's really hard to trust something when you see one picture here behind the ball and you stand over the ball and you got another picture.
Yeah.
It's really hard to trust it. So when you and I started going down that road, that was one of the first things we kind of checked out, right? Was how well your eyes could move together, how well they
Yeah.
could track a moving target.
And my eyes is worse, not worse, bad as it is.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Because you've had glasses for a long time.
Since I was 8 or 9, I think.
Okay, so a
And
few years.
A few years.
Yeah.
Not that long.
Yeah. So, all right, but that's a great point though, because your eyes have never really been your strongest part of your game,
Nope.
right?
Nope.
Vision-wise.
No.
So there's a tremendous gain if you can take your vision that's a little bit diminished, and we didn't do anything crazy. We just spent some time with some conscious training,
Yeah.
trying to make sure they work together, which obviously is going to change how your brain communicates with your nervous system and moving your body in space. And you get all these amazing benefits from it. Your putts are better, you're sharper, your scores drop, but you feel better, right? You get a little bit more energy.
Yeah.
You're not having to work so hard to get through your day because your brain's not fighting you the whole time because one eye's over here and one eye's over there and they can't focus.
Yeah.
Right. And you've seen me do this with enough clients now, especially the pros that come in. We line them up and we go through their eyes and we check them out and see. And then I ask them to take a putt, line up the putt, take the putt only with their left eye, only with their right eye. It's always off, right? There's always one they're super sharp with and another that it's out to lunch, right?
Yeah.
But that's trainable. But a lot of people don't understand that it is trainable and how to train it.
Yeah, it's an easy exercise that you can do by yourself at home.
Yeah,
A few minutes every day.
It is. It is. I think I'll put that on the Patreon account. So anybody curious about checking your brain out, making sure things are where they need to be, and how to tune them up to get a little bit better connected to your nervous system and your body, we'll have some information for you to go check that out. So, all right. So we got some better sleep.
Yes.
We're not ticklish anymore.
Not that ticklish.
Oh, not that ticklish anymore. And your vision is better.
Yes, it is.
All right, but your driver got better too.
My driver got better too. Yep, more consistent. Better posture when I address the ball.
Yeah.
Stronger body.
Yeah.
More speed.
Yeah.
More speed. More length.
We like that.
Yeah,
We like that.
we do.
Yeah. Any noticeable difference in your iron game? You've always been a pretty good ball striker, though.
Yeah, pretty good
Yeah.
in my standard.
Better than me.
It's been more consistent.
Yeah, good.
The ball striking, of course, but that's the big. I think that's the big issue for me right now, to be better at the irons, because I'm pretty good with the driver. I mean, I hardly are in so much trouble from tee.
Yeah.
But I still think that I way too far from the flag when I hit different irons.
Okay.
My statistics says that I am often 5 to 9 meters from the flag.
So that's like half a club.
That's a half a club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I need to narrow that down to maybe, I don't know, 5 to 7. It doesn't sound very much.
No, but it adds up.
It adds
It
up,
adds up
of course.
towards it.
A 9-meter putt could easily be a 3 putt.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
No.
No. So if we go down to maybe 6 or 7 meters, you might sink 1 or 2 of those
Mm-hmm.
per round, and that's quite a lot strokes to
Yeah, it is.
to gain.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I feel like you and I work together first in a capacity of helping you feel better and helping you get stronger.
Yeah.
And we went through about, I'd say 10 to 12 weeks where it was pretty frequent.
Yes.
Like once a week, we check up on things. How you feeling? How you moving? All right, let's tune these things back up again.
Yeah.
But we didn't really, I mean, it wasn't like this magical thing other than the brain and the nervous system stuff. There was nothing really that was out of the ordinary, right? We just had a kettlebell that we'd move around occasionally. We'd have
Rubber bands.
rubber resistance bands that we
Yeah.
would just use. So it's not anything that somebody at home couldn't easily grasp and start on their own journey a little bit.
Yeah,
to help
but
them
you
feel
have
better.
to know which part of the body you have to work
That's
with.
the important thing. And I think that's where most of the golf community right now misses the mark a little bit on what's golf training, what's relevant golf training,
Yeah.
what movements can I do in the gym that are going to translate to something usable out on the course. And as you and I have experienced, and of course I see it every day, right? Not all golf exercises look like a golf swing.
Definitely not. I've learned that from now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there's so much information online, YouTube and social media, that you would easily be convinced that, okay, well, I need a heavy speed stick in my hand, and I need to be swinging it this way, and I need to rotate this, and I need to rotate that. Uh, and some of those things work for sure, but for the most part, some of them are kind of just, you might get something from it accidentally, but it's not going to directly translate to something you
No, I
can
don't
use.
think so either.
Most of the time, it's just simple movements, putting the skeleton in a good place, rotating the joints where they need to be rotated, using them as they're designed to be used.
Yeah.
And that kind of gives you all the benefits that you talked about. You know?
Yeah, of course. You have to know your feet,
Yeah, yeah, you do.
where your feet are in the swing,
Yeah,
how your toes is moving,
yeah,
and that combined with a better hip,
yeah, for sure.
a looser hip.
Yeah, we
since
like
you
loose
can
hips.
rotate,
Yeah, yeah.
rotate both ways, of course, and that creates speed.
Yeah,
So that's a good thing.
yeah. Going back to the ticklish thing, right? It came about originally because we had to work on your feet,
Yeah.
right? And you've seen me treat enough players, like feet is the thing I work on more than anything else.
Yeah.
I never sought out to be a foot person. I promise. I promise. But it ended up being that most people just don't have really strong feet, but they're trying to swing this driver 100 miles an hour plus.
Yeah.
That's such a hard task to do if your feet aren't strong enough and they aren't connected to the ground, and your golf shoes are maybe not the best golf shoes for you.
They're comfortable.
Oh, they might be comfy,
Yeah,
but
but-
they might not be helping you out
No,
when it comes
so-
to your body.
A tip to you all: take your shoes off and try to swing some golf clubs.
Absolutely. We do that all the time,
Yeah.
right? Take your shoes off, hit some golf balls. I don't know if you want to do it on the range. I don't know what your rules are at your local golf course, but you might get some funny looks. But an indoor practice facility, just like Ruff here in Helsingborg,
Yes, of
would
course.
be a great place. We welcome you. Come on in, take your
Yeah.
shoes off.
And please have some colorful socks on you. We like that.
Yeah, we'll laugh later. But really, guys, and girls, taking your shoes off, using your feet actively in your swing, is tremendous.
Yeah.
It's tremendous to know, are you really using the ground, or are you kind of skating on top of it? And right now, all the buzzwords are around ground reaction forces and trying to get a bunch of club speed from the ground and this big up and down movement. Of course, you see it a lot in the long drive guys. You cannot make those movements if your feet don't work. You might accidentally find it one day, but if you don't really have your feet under you and your shoes aren't helping you, then you're going to have a tough time.
Yes.
Tough time with that. So, guys, hit some balls without your shoes. See how it feels. Maybe you want to play barefooted. I know one guy that does that.
Yeah.
Plays barefooted, and he walks the course, of course, right? So, I guess he really wants to be connected all the time.
All the time.
Do you think he wears shoes in the bathroom though?
Ooh,
Oh.
I got some pictures
Probably
in front
not.
of me, but
Probably not.
no, probably not.
All right, cool. So you're working on some things in your game.
Yeah.
We got you stronger in the off season, so now you're able to play
Yeah.
about as much as you want to play.
I play a lot.
And I see you almost every day, right? And I always ask you how you're feeling, and you've been feeling pretty good, right?
Yeah.
You haven't had any injuries, nothing that's kept you from playing as much as you want to play,
Nope.
right? And that, dude, that comes to a testament to the work you put in your off season.
Yeah, and that thanks to you.
Yeah, I
So
was
thank
I
you,
was happy to
Jonathan.
help. I was happy
Yeah.
to help. There was an opportunity for me to help you feel better, and I just wanted to go for it, right? But the off season, I think the off season, the on season, especially here in Southwest Sweden, it gets a little bit misunderstood. You shouldn't really be trying to work on your body and your swing during playing season, right? That's what your off season's for.
Yeah.
And right now, it's in the middle of the playing season, so most of the people that are coming to find me and seek me out are the ones that have an injury and they've gotten hurt from the first 8 weeks of the golf season.
Yeah.
And I hate that because now they're going to miss this beautiful weather and playing time. But honestly, it just comes down from not putting in the time in the off season to take care of their body, prepare their body to be able to go do what they're going to ask you to do for 4 months.
Yeah, of course, and I can see all of your clients walking in the through the door. They come in and they, oh, feeling not bad today.
Yeah, yeah.
And then after an hour, they're walking their way out of here on pink clouds.
Dancing their way out.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's
that's a really cool transformation.
yeah, I guess you get to see that
Yeah.
perspective, right? Because I'm working, I'm in
55, 60 minutes, they're jumping
Yeah.
out of here like,
best thing ever.
yeah,
Yeah. Because it feels good to feel good.
yes.
It really does. Um, I've had clients come to me. I watch them move, right? I just watch people move all day, right? Take a walk. You hear me say that all the time. Take a walk. Let me watch you walk.
That's the most common sentence I ever heard every day.
Take a walk.
Yeah, take a walk.
Take a walk. But I see these guys and they come in and I ask them, hey, how you doing? How you feeling? Oh, you know, I had a pretty good round last week. I'm feeling okay. And then I watch them walk and you can tell they're struggling. You can tell they don't feel good on their feet. You know, their hips have rotated. They're kind of off balance. Even though they're going to tell me, yeah, I feel pretty good. I'm like, no, you don't. you can't feel that good. But that's the psychological part of it, right? We
Yeah.
we want to go out and we play, so we want to stay positive, and I want to feel good all the time. But it's amazing, and as you said, right? These guys come in here and they're like, yeah, I'm feeling okay, and they're huffing and puffing, and when they get done, they just feel rejuvenated. They feel lifted up. And again, it was only through strategic work, right? I just take them back there. We move around. We go for that walk. We find out where their bones are, what muscles need to work the best, and we just go for those things, and that gives them that effect, right?
Yeah.
I mean, people say all the time, "You must have magic hands." You know, I was like, no, it's just science. It's just anatomy that I've been obsessive over for the past 2 years. That has shown up with certain patterns that these golfers will come in with. Um, that kind of keeps them from feeling really good. And I've just picked up on those patterns and kind of have a great idea now what their body needs
Yeah.
to be able to get them strong and feeling good so they can go out and play again. Now, what I think is, I kind of smile when this happens, right? I get a client, he comes in, he's kind of huffing and puffing, he's not feeling so great. We work for an hour, and then he dances out of here. He's happy. He's going to go play his round tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
And then I see him again the next week, and it's the same story again. Oh, you know, I really don't. Oh, I don't feel so good. Or the round was terrible. And there's a correlation. If they've had a bad round, they feel worse.
Yes.
They feel worse. If they've
Yes.
had the best round ever, oh man, I feel so good. I'm like, you can't even rotate your arm. What do you mean you feel good? But they had a great round, right? So nothing else matters at that time. But that pattern of coming in, we work on it, we fix them up, we make some changes, they dance out of here, they're feeling good, they're feeling happy, they're feeling strong, they go play a round, maybe two, maybe three, and they come back and they're beat up again. And then we have to have the conversation about, well, what'd you do? What happened? How did the round go? And it always kind of falls back into something you and I have talked about many times. How are you moving outside of here?
Yeah.
Right? You and I get to see each other. Our client gets to spend an hour with me a week, usually two, or sometimes two. But that's it.
Yeah.
What's happened all those other hours? You know, am I on my phone and slouched down? Am I really comfy couch watching the U.S. Open? You know, am I doing those things, or am I trying to be somewhat conscious about, okay, where's my posture? If I got to work on this project, on this spreadsheet for work, am I going to do it, you know, in a somewhat good posture, or am I just going to punch away at this thing, right?
Yeah, I know. I try to think about my posture, especially when I stand still.
Yeah, that's
I
an
think
important one.
my back is kind of crunching,
Mm-hmm.
and my ass fall in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The old man ass. We
The
call
old
it.
man ass, yes.
Yeah.
So when I stand up talking, I try to feel taller.
Yeah, good,
So
good.
stretching out the back and
Yeah,
the ass is out.
good,
Yeah.
good. Posture is an important thing. I mean, it gets talked about a lot through the fitness community. It's important, right? Because you want to try to keep your bones in a good place. It's hard to feel good if I spend a lot of time
Yeah.
there, right? And obviously posture is an important thing in the swing. You know, you hear people losing their posture, going over the top, early extension, all those swing faults that are postural problems. that could probably be fixed quite easy with just a little bit of strategic core strength and making sure that they got their spine and their hips in line and everything's connected and working well together. It's not that hard to do, but you got to know what to do, as you said, right? And that's where we help you, right?
Yeah.
let me save you 6 months of doing things that don't really serve you that well, and save you some time, and really go through a little bit of an assessment and find out, whether it's in person or whether it's online, a little bit of an assessment and find out, okay, this is where you need to spend the most of your time and your work to get the best benefit from that, without spending 10 plus hours in a gym every week, right? Because we have life. We got to live life. So, all right, what's your goals this golf season?
My goals this season is, of course, maintain my handicap, or around 1.
Okay.
Yep. And also, I would like to have a better average result.
Okay.
Going from 77, 76 down to maybe 73, 74.
All right.
Around.
Okay.
That would be a very nice result,
All right.
I think.
Cool.
Yeah. And also sink more putts.
Got to get the putts.
Yeah.
Putt for dough.
That's my weakest game, and have always been.
Yeah.
So
Maybe we should brush up on some eye stuff.
maybe
It's
that's
probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Ted, thanks so much for taking some time out of your day. I know you'd rather be on a golf course right now, but
I could live with that. I could live with this. This is good.
But thanks for hanging out and kind of sharing a little bit of your story. It's always nice to hear from real people, what they're experiencing.
Yeah.
And I always like to share with folks, what Golf Fitness Pros is doing for others, and kind of how we work with the body, how we're different for sure.
Yeah.
If people want to reach out to you and find out where you are and how you're playing, how can they do that?
Of course, they can follow me on Instagram, Ruff Helsingborg, or my personal account, Roos Ted.
Roos Ted. Two
Yeah.
O's.
Two O's. Yeah, yeah.
2 O's.
And of course, follow me on Golf Gamebook. You can see every round from there.
Cool.
Yeah. So welcome, and thank you, Jonathan, for having me.
Yeah, man, it's been a lot of fun, right?
Yeah.
No pressure.
Not at all.
We're just hanging out talking about golf.
Of course.
Of course. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. It's been great to share some information with you. If you're looking for more information on how we can help you, please reach out. You can find me on Instagram at golf_fitnesspros, as well as my personal account, JonathanLee_LD, for a long drive. And we look forward to hearing from you. Reach out. We're open books. If I can help you out and help you feel better, help you play better, I'd love to. So we'll see you out on the course. Thanks, Ted.
Thank you.